commanding officer, Amberlynn McMillan, and I will be your master of ceremonies today. Will the audience please rise as we honor the arrival of our esteemed veteran guests? Please remain standing for the presentation of colors in the national anthem. Today's national anthem will be sung by Doherty Choir under the direction of Mr. Todd E. Camilla. Color guard, forward, march.
Color guard, halt.
Company, present. March.
Color guard, present. Colors.
Company, order. Cadets, on cover. Please take your seats. The Doherty Choir will now sing God Bless America.
Something.
The Doherty Choir will now sing God Bless America.
Here we go. 1, 2, ready.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. America, America, America.
Thank you, Doherty Choir. I want to take a moment to recognize the District of London School Board members. School Board President Cardinal Paco, Julie Ott, Jason Jorgensen, and Jill Heffernan. I would also like to recognize the top supporters of Doherty Navy and ROTC, Mr. Bob Knoll and his wife Teresa. Thank you for your support over the past 18 years. Welcome aboard. Nautical and military traditions have brought about special customs and ceremonies that are unique to the U.S. Navy. Today, you just witnessed the rendering of honors as done on naval vessels. Side boys are a customary part of the U.S. Navy's quarterdeck ceremonies. Side boys present honors when a person who ranks special attention comes aboard or leaves the ship. The cadets saluting the veterans as they enter the gym were rendering honors to the veterans you see here today. The number of times a ship's bell is rung indicates the rank or status of the person coming aboard. 6 bells indicates high honor. All of the veterans here have earned and deserve a high honor by the ringing of 6 bells. Historically, the bosun's call was used to pass commands to the crew when a voice could not be heard over the sounds of the sea. Because of its high pitch, the pipe could be heard over the activities of the crew in bad weather. In today's Navy, when a person who rates special attention comes aboard or leaves a ship, they are announced in the traditional way by being welcomed aboard with the bosun's pipe. The signal flags you see above represent numbers and letters used in an international language. A single flag or a group of flags is used to communicate between ships or aircraft. In the days of sail, a ship's crew would man the yards by standing evenly spaced on the ship's yards, the crossbars on masts from which sails are suspended. Then the crew would give 3 cheers to honor a distinguished person. Today, the crew mans the rails when honors are to be rendered. The Navy JROTC Corps of Cadets seated along the perimeter of the gymnasium are manning the rails to show respect to the veterans here today. Veterans Day is a day to honor the living men and women who have served their country and have heeded the call to arms. This is a brotherhood and sisterhood that has a lifetime enduring meaning. Every person that has served in the armed forces has heard the call and made the sacrifice to defend their country. Today we have a special presentation by the Military Order of the Purple Heart Association. Doherty High School is being presented the Purple Heart Community Designation. Doherty is the first high school in all of Colorado Springs to be given this designation. I'd like to call forward Mr. John Barlett for the award. I would also like our principal, Ms. Heighton, and Mr. Ricky Seymour to receive the plaque. Mr. Ricky Seymour is a Purple Heart awardee and one of our fabulous security guards.
Thank you very much. My name is John Bartlett. I'm a Vietnam veteran of Special Forces in MACV-SOG. I served as a platoon leader in cross-border operations in Laos. Never fired a shot in Vietnam. but it was an overall effort for everyone to work together in that particular war, as is with all wars. Thank you for inviting us today here. I'm a member of the Special Forces Association, which is the retired Green Beret guys, and also a member of the Military Order of Purple Heart. That's the group that you have to have military orders or a DD Form 214 to be in that particular organization and show that you really do have a Purple Heart and that you're not a poser. Posers are an issue with us. They're fakes, and we don't like them. That's as plainly as I can put it to you. The Purple Heart is awarded to those members of the military armed forces wounded or killed in battle. And people ask me, how do you present it to those killed? We present it to their families, is what we do. And it's a life-altering event to hand the medal to the family. That's all they have, plus the American flag. I hope someday maybe you'll get to witness that. It changes your life for the better. The Military Order of the Purple Heart started this public relation program to educate the older people like myself who forget things. I'm 76. And the young people like yourself, so that you know what the Purple Heart looks like and what it's about. It is a symbol that shows the price of freedom in sacrifices that were made. Does that make sense? Yeah, I hope so, that it does. The signs are placed in places of honor, like this high school, and this is the first high school in Colorado Springs on the Front Range in Colorado to accept one of these signs for your schoolhouse. Thank you very, very much. We appreciate it. We hope others will do the same thing. Thank you. On behalf of all veterans, the Special Forces Association and the Military Order of Purple Heart, Veterans of Foreign Wars, and the DAV, Disabled Veterans, I would like to present this sign to your principal for your school and ask that you post it prominently in a place of honor. And again, thank you for helping us out on this. We truly appreciate it. Just thank you. A couple parting words. The security team that's here, thank you, school board, thank you, principal, for having it here. School should be a fun, safe place to learn, and we mean safe. And that does take security. These are veterans that'll help you. That one has a Purple Heart too, and he earned it. I'd like to thank Captain Thomas way in the back over there for inviting me, and my parting words are, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the courage of pilots like Captain Thomas. They pulled us out under fire, saved our lives. I've got to see my children grow to the men and women I wanted them to be as good citizens. And now I have 5 granddaughters and a grandson that are in high schools around the Colorado Springs area. Emma Gray is my granddaughter. She goes to school here. And they're turning into the fine young people we want them to be. And I got that because of the guts and the courage of pilots and crews in the Air Force and in the rotary wing type aircraft. I never got a chance to thank them because they passed by at us several hundred miles an hour and we don't get to see them again, but we got to see Captain Thomas. So thank you, sir, for what you did. I appreciate it, and thank all of you.
We now have a short video presentation to honor our veterans and their sacrifice.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and to bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of those officers appointed over me according to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God.
We celebrate Veterans Day on the anniversary of the armistice that ended World War I. The armistice that began on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. The timing of this holiday is quite deliberate in terms of historical fact. But somehow it always seems quite fitting to me that this day comes deep in autumn when the colors are muted and the days seem to invite contemplation. It is, in a way, an odd thing to honor those who died in defense of our country, in defense of us, in wars far away. The imagination plays a trick. We see these soldiers in our mind as old and wise, but most of them were boys when they died, and they gave up two lives, the one they were living and the one they would have lived. When they died, they gave up their chance to be husbands and fathers and grandfathers. They gave up their chance to be revered old men. They gave up everything for our country, for us. And all we can do is remember. I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. In memory of those who gave the last full measure of devotion, may our efforts to achieve lasting peace gain strength. Let us make a vow to our dead. Let us show them by our actions that we understand what they died for. Strengthened by their courage, heartened by their value, and born by their memory, let us continue to stand for the ideals for which they lived and died.
In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it. I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. We shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe, to assure for the survival and the success of liberty.
Now we have a few remarks on the importance of recognizing Veterans Day. While many realize that Veterans Day, which always falls on November 11th, is a day to honor our veterans, few realize the historical significance behind the day. Veterans Day originated as Armistice Day and marked the end of hostilities of World War I that occurred on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. Therefore, the day is always recognized on November 11th, regardless of the day of the week the 11th falls on. The day was originally set aside to honor veterans of World War I with a day of parades and remembrances, as well as a pause in activities at 11 a.m. on the day. In 1938, it was made a legal federal holiday for all. In 1954, the word armistice was replaced with veterans as a way to formally include all veterans from all American wars in the Day of Remembrance. When Francis Scott Key wrote the Star-Spangled Banner over 200 years ago, he called America the land of the free and the home of the brave. Those words are as true today as they were then. We can never really fully repay our debt of gratitude to the more than 650,000 American service members who died in battle, or the over 1.4 million who were wounded. We can, however, recognize and thank the over 25 million veterans still living today. It is quite likely that one of you has a parent, grandparent, aunt, uncle, and brother, sister, or neighbor who is a military veteran or still serving and answering the call. Veterans Day is intended to thank the living veterans for their service, to acknowledge that their contributions to our national security are appreciated, and to underscore the fact that all those who served, not just those who died, have sacrificed and done their duty. The price of freedom is high. We cannot afford to forget those willing to pay it. Today, it is our privilege to say thank you to all of America's veterans, to let them know we appreciate them for their sacrifice and honor them for their sacrifices. Today, we honor America's veterans for keeping this nation the land of the free and the home of the brave. In order to recognize and show the importance of today's ceremony, I would like any student at Doherty to stand if you have a grandparent, parent, aunt, uncle, brother, sister, or relative in any branch of the armed forces. Yes, we're clapping. Thank your family member for their service. And to our honored veterans here today, thank you. You have our appreciation and gratitude for your sacrifice and service. On behalf of the nearly 1,750 students here at Doherty High School and 100 Navy JROTC cadets who you see manning the rails, we would like to welcome our honored guests. Many of you students here at Doherty do not know of the history or sacrifice some of your teachers or staff members have given to you. They were once military service members defending your right to sit here today and live in a free society. We have several veterans as a part of your school staff here at Doherty, and I'd like to take a moment to introduce them. Will each staff member please stand when I call your name? Please hold applause till the end. Lonnie Barrett, United States Navy. Matt Johnson, United States Army. Ricky Seymour, United States Army. Bruce Cole, United States Army. Andrew Huggins, United States Air Force. Gregory Gilbert, United States Army. Aspen Walker, United States Army. David Callback, United States Air Force. Thomas Morning, United States Army. Andrew Schaefer, United States Army. James Blakely, United States Army. Angie C., United States Air Force. Mark Hadley, United States Army. Andrew Kidd, United States Army. Scott Hebrink, United States Air Force. And Captain Greg Thomas, United States Navy. Students of Doherty, let's give your staff members who defended your country and now continue to give The rest of our honored guests are parents, friends, and relatives of students at Doherty and friends of the Corps. Thank you all for your service and for attending our assembly today. The Navy JROTC Armed Drill Team, under the command of Cadet Jacob Souksy, will perform a special drill routine in honor of all veterans. Please quiet down. We would be remiss if we did not honor and pay respects to those veterans who have given the ultimate sacrifice, and those still missing in action. We will honor these departed service members, men and women, by the playing of taps. Taps is a melody that will bring emotion to every American who knows its meaning. The languid, melancholy sound of a bugle call is a fixture at military funerals. But it wasn't always that way. The song taps used to signal lights out for soldiers to go to sleep. It is a farewell to our loved one who has now passed, and it is our final tribute to their service. Playing taps will be performed by Titus Butler and Tanner Merrifield of the Doherty High School Band. Please don't clap. Please don't clap. The first fold is a symbol of life. The second fold is a symbol of our belief in the eternal life. The third fold is made in honor and remembrance of the veterans departing our ranks, who gave a proportion of their life for the defense of our country to attain peace throughout the world. The fourth fold represents our weaker nature, or as American citizens, trusting in God, it is to Him we turn to in times of peace, as well as in times of war, for His divine guidance. The fifth fold is a tribute to our country. For in the words of Stephen Decatur, our country, in dealing with other countries, may she always be right, but is still our country, right or wrong. The sixth fold is for where our hearts lie. It is with our heart that we pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The seventh fold is a tribute to our armed forces. It is through the armed forces that we protect our country and our flag against her enemies, whether they be found within or without the borders of our republic. The eighth fold is a tribute to one who entered into the valley of the shadow of death, and that we might see the light of day and honor Mother for whom it flies on Mother's Day. The ninth fold is a tribute to the womanhood, for it has been through their love, faith, loyalty, and devotion that the character of the men and women who have served have made this country great and have been molded. The 10th fold is a tribute to Father, for he too has made his sons and daughters for the defense of our country since they were first born. The 11th fold, in the eyes of a Hebrew citizen, represents the lower portion of the seal of King of David and the King of Solomon, and glorifies in their eyes the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The 12th fold, in the eyes of a Christian citizen, represents the emblem of eternity and glorifies in their eyes God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. When the flag is completely folded, the stars are uppermost, reminding us of our national motto, "In God we trust." After the flag is completely folded and rucked in, it takes on the appearance of a cocked hat, ever reminding us of the soldiers who served under General George Washington and the sailors and Marines who served under Captain John Paul Jones, who were followed by their comrades and shipmates in the armed forces of the United States, persevering for us to have the rights and privileges and freedoms we enjoy today. We now have a special slideshow presentation to recognize the veteran teachers at Doherty High School.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. Where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA. There's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Now the Doherty Band, under the direction of Mr. Sapienza, will pay tribute to the veterans here today by playing each of the Armed Forces service songs to each of the branch of service. Veterans and students of veterans, please feel free to stand and honor your loved ones during the service song for their branch of service. Cadets, attention on deck. That's all. United States Army. United States Marine Corps. United States Navy. United States Air Force. United States Coast Guard. And with that, this concludes our Veterans Day Assembly. Thank you for attending, and thank you to our veterans for your valiant service. Cadets, dismissed.